Since consciousness uses a phenomenology, as stated above, it now participates in the set of subatomic particles that pass through these stationary states, aiming to identify the existence of energy nodes, or complex, to dissolve them to allow the natural flow of physic energy. For a consciousness that is expressed in the temporality of existence, the need for their development only arises when a tangle of emotions, with all its energy potential, breaks his conscience, leading man to think about themselves and their relationship with the world. The range of a new quantum level occurs in that the man maintains the tension caused by the presence of these affections. The more energy is charged, i.e. the more dynamic quanta are acting in tension relationship with other dynamic quanta, the greater the probability of realizing the quantum jump to a more advanced level of consciousness. It could be better understood by the tension between conscious and unconscious present in Jungian theory. There is a movement toward a dialectical understanding of the two, e.g. of a consciousness in which the unconscious predominates, as well as a consciousness in which the self-consciousness prevails, that is, an awareness so broad that it encompasses both self-awareness and the unconscious as possibility realization of being. Thus, the so-called unconscious is always aware of the unconscious itself. But for Hegel, this dialectical tension from a set of forces, as a conflict between thesis and antithesis resulting in a synthesis, was not named the conflict between emotions, which, it turns, appears in the writing of Nietzsche. When there is a man in touch with his emotions, understanding the nature of these enables a path that was once represented by a transcendent function. The transcendent function results from the union of conscious and unconscious contents. In other words, a man who is aware of the unconscious nature of his affections can connect to his computer center, in that it presents itself as a result of an ongoing effort of awareness of emotions running through him. Then, seeing his affections clash in a game of forces, the individual begins to have freedom of choices that will sustain its action. Hence, the action affects others and also the individuals. By feedback from the social environment of his action, in reality, the individual begins to be aware of the positive relationship between affection command, one who acts on all others, and the environment. As a laboratory, it is necessary to value, assess, interpret the affections consistently present in every situation. When it reaches this level of compliance, the individual can sustain the actions in this great found within themselves. The place Nietzsche called the pathos of the distance. In this context, the word has the meaning of the right dosage of passion. So I can understand that this ongoing effort of the conflict support is what constitutes the transcendent function. To sustain the image, symbol through the memory, constant remembrance so that it can establish itself as affection, how much dynamic, and support the rational will to interpret its meaning. I understand that the tip is the meeting of consciousness with the unconscious when they seize all polarities and constellates the union of opposites, the masculine and feminine principles. The way they are presented is related to the modes of presentation of the neutrino, or little neutral one.